Good morning, everybody. Two interesting things happened yesterday, both of which took place while I was at Panera. The first is somebody gave me this bag of scones for free. I mean, there's only 3 left, but there was a lot more when that person gave it to me. What happened to the rest? Go figure. The second thing, instead of me explaining everything, I'm just gonna roll the footage.
No, it's the wind. We can't change the wind, guys, and there it goes.
Yeah, that happened just as I was about to leave. So the reason I'm making this video is that I've decided moving forward, every single month I'll be making a video about how much money I spent in the previous month living in my car. For instance, we're in October right now, so in this video, I'll be detailing all the expenses I incurred from the month of September. Before I delve into the numbers though, let me preface this by saying September was not a typical month for me. Not only did I buy a car, I also sold a car. And on top of that, I drove cross country from New York to Texas last month as well. So when you hear the actual numbers, it's important to keep that context in mind. Now, without further ado, let's get into the numbers. What I did was I broken down my expenses into different categories, and I'm going to list them in descending order from the highest amount of money spent to the least amount of money spent. The first category we will be talking about is a little bit unusual, which is vehicles, and that's for both selling and buying. So I bought this car, the car we're sitting in right now, for a total of $9,221, which includes the car itself, title and registration, inspection, taxes, and the different fees. All in all, over $9,000 for this car. Admittedly, it's a little pricey, but we had to get a new car quickly at that time, so it is what it is. But as I mentioned before, I also sold a car last month as well. I sold a totaled FRS for $4,200. I actually got paid a little bit more than that, then I have to give some money as a kickback to that repair shop owner. If you don't know the backstory, go back and watch my videos from like a month ago. Hopefully this vehicle category is just a one-time thing, knock on wood, but honestly, I probably would never mention this category ever again in these videos. Next highest category is gas. I spent in total $341.81 on gas last month. You may think that's a little high, which I would totally agree with under normal circumstances. That being said, you do have to keep in mind that we did have that cross-country trip, which made up more than half of this number. I think we spent over $250 on that trip alone. So the amount of money we spent on gas last month was definitely elevated, and I fully expect it to come down to more of a normal range this month. Moving on to the next category, which you might think would be food, but it's actually not. It's miscellaneous. What I mean by miscellaneous is just any purchase I made that's not on food or gas. Last month, the biggest purchase I made in this category was for a tire. Some of you might recall on that cross-country trip, I noticed one of the tires were super worn out in comparison to the rest. So I had to get a replacement tire and get that mounted and balanced. The tire itself cost $221. Aside from the tire, I also bought a few things from Amazon last month, one of which was a power bank. That cost me over $40, so a pretty big purchase as well. Other than that is pretty much all small purchases. I spent $10 on a restore kit to take care of the headlights because they were really messed up when I got the car. Also, we spent a few bucks to do laundry and things like that. So overall for miscellaneous, we spent $326. Next up is finally food. I'm just looking at this list because it's super long compared to the rest. So for the month of September, we spent $159.23 on food, most of which, some of you might have already guessed it, we spent at Walmart and McDonald's. There's also a few takeout orders sprinkled in as well, but it's mostly just fast food. This number for food, unlike the other categories, is a lot more representative of what I actually spend on a monthly basis. I typically don't spend over $200 on food, so this is definitely in the normal range. Last but not least, we got recurring subscriptions, and in this category, we only got one charge. I paid $25 for my gym membership. For anyone living in their car, a gym membership is an absolute must. Not only do I go to the gym to work out, that's also where I take my showers as well. So $25 every month for gym membership may seem a lot to some people, but it's 100% worth it. And with that, I've covered all my expenses from last month. Now let me quickly touch on my income as well. Last month, I made $500 from my primary income source, which would have been enough to cover food and gas had there not been all the other one-off expenses related to this car. And some of you might be wondering, you also post a lot of vlogs, so did you make any money on them? The funny thing is, I actually do not have enough views right now to start monetizing my videos. So if you want to support me, tell your grandparents to watch my videos so we can get the views up and start making some money. In conclusion, after adding up all the different individual categories we have listed, we did not break even last month. Not only did we not get close to breaking even, we actually incurred a debt of $5,353.24. Yeah, we're over $5,000 in debt. How are we going to pay that money back, you ask? That's a really good question, but it's topic for another video.